Why is the coffee cold?
Coffee cold?
Yeah,
I'm making milk.
it's cold. It's good, but it's cold.
I keep warm. Maybe the milk cold. Can you drink a
Nope.
little? Yes, it's full. No, hey, this job. It's not cold.
Wow. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Going to try a morning live stream. And we're going to talk about Donald Trump. Or we could talk about anything. The other day we... and congestion pricing, why I think Donald Trump is wrong about New York City, and he should leave the congestion pricing alone. I mean, does anybody here agree with Donald Trump? Does anybody know what congestion pricing is? What's going on in New York City? I mean, I don't see how the city of New York, I mean, is strapped for money. What are they going to do? Raise taxes on the citizens? So they're making extra money with congestion pricing. You know, so I think Donald Trump should basically mind his own business when it comes to a city trying to make money to pay for roads and bridges, and you know that they're basically paying for those roads and bridges by themselves without anybody. Hey, William, what's up, buddy? Happy Sunday. You know, without any tolls, New York City has 760 bridges. You know, that's overpasses. But like the ones that people use the most, I mean, people use basically all the bridges every day, is the Williamsburg Bridge. That's free. The Major Deegan Bridge that goes from the FDR Drive and it brings you into the Bronx. Or when you come over to the GW Bridge, that brings you into the Bronx. That's free. The Manhattan Bridge, free. The Brooklyn Bridge, free. The 59th Street Bridge, known as the low-life Ed Koch Bridge. So those are 5 major bridges, and there's more. I mean, there's so many more bridges that are free. Basically, people travel around New York basically for free. So rather than putting tolls on all those crossings, they did congestion pricing. So you come into the city from 60th Street and below, or you come through any of those tunnels, except the GW Bridge, because that's all the way up near the Bronx, then you don't pay. I agree with the congestion. I used to think that it was wrong, but now if you really think about it, those bridges that I just mentioned alone are constantly being worked on, nonstop. I mean, they changed those bridges 100 times. The ropes, the steel, painting, the roads crack, just the salt, the the snow removal. And now you're going to get people that are crying that they don't want to pay $9 to go into Manhattan. Manhattan, you're talking about Manhattan. You're not talking about some shit town. You know what I mean? Manhattan does, that's fucking Manhattan. That city cost a fortune just to maintain. So if I spoke to Donald Trump, I would tell him, you know what I would tell him? I says, hasn't anybody explained to you that New York City has 706 bridges? Like, who are you trying to fucking protect? First of all, like, you're going to get people in Jersey, right? Like these stupid politicians complaining about congestion pricing. Then don't go to the fucking city. Quit. Don't work in the city. Get another job. If the city has a toll, then what about, why don't you worry about New Jersey's tolls? The Turnpike, the Parkway, all the bridge crossings. Just to leave Jersey costs you $17. Just to go over a bridge or a tunnel costs $17. Paul South, what's up, buddy? MAGA back in business. Oh, yeah. No, I agree with Donald Trump with all the other stuff he's doing, but I don't think that he should go and impede on the state. What he ought to do is investigate all these people, all these politicians that got rich as politicians and fucking put them all in jail. That's what he ought to be doing. Forget about the $9 toll. That's peanuts. That's peanuts. If you don't want to go in the city, then don't. And if Amazon's got to pay $9 a day, well, too fucking bad. Too bad. That's what Donald Trump should say. Listen, New York City has, this is what Donald Trump should say. New York City has 760 bridges that are free. They're all free bridges. The only thing you pay is for the tunnels that you go through. That's it. All the other bridges are virtually free. Almost. The Kosciuszko Bridge, they just rebuilt that. Hey, let me show you. Kosciuszko Bridge in Queens. Look at this thing. Look at this bridge. Look at this thing they just built. Who paid for that? There's no toll on that. Look at this bridge. Look at this. New York City or in the state just built this bridge. Of course, they got money from the federal government. But they built two bridges. It used to be a four-lane bridge, like a steel trestle bridge, 4 lanes. It used to take you like almost an hour and a half to 2 hours just to get over the original Kosciuszko Bridge. Now they put like 12 lanes. I think it's 4 and 8, maybe 16 lanes or 14 lanes with 2 bridges, one going into Queens and one coming into Brooklyn. Who's paying for that bridge? Why don't they put tolls on that? That's what basically they should have done. Fuck congestion pricing. Just put tolls on the Kosciuszko Bridge, and they would make millions every single day. Thousands and thousands of cars go over that bridge. Yeah. I drive from Miami Beach to Fort Lauderdale, 21 miles on I-90. Everything's paid exactly. I don't know how. Well, doesn't Florida have the Sun Highway that you got to pay? If you want to take, you got to pay a toll. I am a Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, he retracted the thing. Blacks for Trump. Yes, everybody's for Trump. So proud of black men. A lot because this. You got to be stupid not to vote for him. Just look at the money he's saving. He shut down corruption, the deep state. Where you going? Where?
I walk, don't drive.
Drive, but don't crash. Take the car. Yeah, just be careful. Pay attention to the road. Don't walk. It's cold. You're going to get sick. Huh? From what? All right, so take the car. Go ahead. All right, walk. You want to walk? Walk. Well, I mean, you got to think about it. Black men have been contributing to America even during slavery. I mean, that was a contribution. I mean, they were working on farms, they were building, they were productive. I mean, they're productive. They got the right to vote in 1870. Women didn't have the right to vote. So just think, white men gave black men and not their wives the right to vote in 1870. It took another 55 years, no more. Yeah, about 55 years to let women vote, black and white women. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, but after two of their players, yeah, I don't support football. Fuck football. It's all fixed. A lot of it is fixed. They just it's a game. Like the Chiefs are gonna win the Super Bowl. I mean, that's what they've been saying. Because of Taylor Swift. She's gonna get. They're gonna propose to her. Let me see. How old is Taylor Swift? How old is Taylor Swift?
35 years old.
She's young. Wow, she's a billionaire. What is Taylor Swift's net worth? 1.6 billion. How? She sells that many records? I mean, you could believe it. You could believe it. 1.6 billion. That's insane. Get Uber. Yeah, I mean, Donald Trump, he saved, just by him shutting down U.S. aid, you know how many people he fucked by shutting that down? Thousands and people were living on that. That was their income. These are all fake NGOs, and some of them were getting billions. That's why you see a lot of these rich people. You say, how the hell did these guys get all? Where'd they get all this money? From these NGOs. That's how they get, like, all these actors and all these like, you say these, so what, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's worth 1.2 billion. Like, how? Like what did he do to make 1 point? He made his movies back in the 90s. The actors weren't paid that much. Then he became the governor. So where's all this money coming from? I don't understand. Oh, he wrote a book. Like Barack Obama, same thing. They say now he's worth $200 million. How much is Barack Obama worth? So when he went into office, he got the Nobel Peace Prize that gave him $1 million, and he was worth 1.3 million. They don't even tell you what he's worth. It's a secret. Yeah. So like all these NGOs, like Michelle Obama probably had one, her kid, they all got cut off. That's why the Democrats hate Donald Trump, because of he cut them off. He cut off all their money. He's worth 400 million. Where the fuck did he get the guy never even owned the business. I mean, unless he invested all his money in Bitcoin. The NFL is classified as entertainment. It is. They used to be classified as a religion, and they were tax free. They weren't paying taxes. I think until Donald Trump ended that. He's like, "Fuck you! You're paying taxes." Can't be governor of California without knowing some guys that know some guys. I agree with that. Hey, Mr. Rogers. Good morning, my friend. Harry Grace, get some. Yeah, so congestion pricing is a smart move, because New York City is going to keep out all the riffraff. The only bad thing that's going to happen with that, one of the biggest things with congestion prices, you're going to get a lot of people in the boroughs that really don't have any money. Are not going to drive into the city and go to restaurants and hang out. Because they could just hang out in their own boroughs. Believe me, Queens, Brooklyn, Staten Island, they got great restaurants. Probably better than Manhattan. Because in Manhattan, it's very expensive to do business. You'll go to Manhattan, order a steak, and it's like $60 and it's garbage. I mean, I've eaten in Manhattan where I paid, one time I took this girl out, cost me almost $400. A wedge salad was like $30 for a piece of fucking lettuce, right? I know it. Grace, you tried politics yet? Yeah. I mean, the food is horrible in the city, New York City, because the rents are so high. I mean, there's restaurants out there paying $50,000 a month for food, and it's gonna keep regular people out, like regular people that would just go into the city for whatever reason. They're gonna probably lose money on traffic tickets, towing, all of that stuff. I mean, then again, like it's not like the politicians in New York are the smartest people. Like what probably one of the things that happened was they gave a contract to the people who set up the congestion pricing. And that's basically what it's mostly about. They don't give a shit if the city makes money, if it don't make money. They really don't care. One of the major reasons why they did congestion pricing is because some guy, some company in some foreign country probably set the whole system up for them, and they paid them millions and hundreds of millions of dollars to set it up. Like they have all these bike lanes in Manhattan. The reason why they have all these bike lanes is because they have City Bike, which is a privately owned company. So they restructured the whole city, like where the people mainly rent them, to accommodate bike lanes so people would rent the bikes and spend money renting them. And that's why there's no bicycle helmet laws in the city, because if you're a tourist, what are you going to do? Take a city bike and wear a helmet? Where are you going to get a helmet? So that's the only reason why there's no helmet laws. Yeah, that's probably like one of the main reasons why they did that, is because some company got the contract. So now for New York City to shut it down and not make their money back, they're screwed. Like Hochul, she's a do nothing governor. Sora's what's his name? Mayor, the mayor there. He's a do nothing mayor. He does nothing. Their job, solely your politician's job, is to lower your taxes. That's what the governor's job is. The governor's job isn't to worry about LGBTQ, pro-life, pro-choice. That's the public spectrum. That has nothing to do with the governor or the mayor. The only thing the mayor and the governor should do is lower the taxes in the city, not spend hundreds of millions of dollars on refugees and migrants. That's fucking stupid. That's not helping the people in your city. Your job is there to make the people in your city or your state or your government better, like Donald Trump is doing. Eric the Great, the con job capital of the world is perfect. What con job? So you're against Donald Trump and Elon Musk getting rid of U.S. aid? Now, don't forget, Eric the Great. Remember last year when they were complaining about 4,000-page spending bills? That's what that is. Those 4,000 pages is not an explanation of why we're spending $1 trillion. It's all the money, all the people asking for money, and the government approved it. So if you were able to ask one of your politicians to fund something, like the things that they were funding was ridiculous. Like they wanted to study if animals are trans. Yeah. And there was one, they spent like $20 million on that. Trans books for Afghanistan. I mean, or Iraq. Like absurd stuff, like millions and millions because no one's going to do that. There's no one's saying, okay, show us how you spent the money. Nobody's doing that. So how is that a con job, Eric? You're such a mouth breather. Hey, Harry, how you doing, pal? Harry Pray the Fourth. Nice having you, my friend. So please explain to me what I said that you don't agree with. Con job capital has to be calculated. I mean, they're giving money to like it's just crazy. Look at what the hell is his name? Menendez in New Jersey. Committed treason, committed espionage, aiding and abetting a foreign country. That's what they all do. That's why we're giving money to foreign countries. You're aiding and abetting a foreign country by passing bills and giving them billions and billions of dollars at the expense of the American people. Right? If I lose my job and I foreclose on my house or I get hurt, they take all my fucking shit away. Why? Because they got to give money to foreign countries. For what reason? Why are you giving money to Egypt? Igor, what's up, my friend? How you doing? Danelle Bigelow, hello. Hello from Oklahoma. Your accent, will you say, hey, son, it's over there on the curb. Hey, son, it's over there on the curb. Oh. Harry, everything. Yeah, okay. Come on, let's say something, that I said, everything I said was wrong. Like, wow. What's the one topic that you disagree with? So you want to continue to fund U.S. aid, right? You want to continue to fund the Paris Accord Agreement or the World Health Organization? What do we get in return for that? What's the return on investment? So basically, President Biden gave the Paris Accord Agreement $4 or $5 billion a year for the past 4 years. What did we receive from that? What was the return on investment? Come on, I'm waiting. You're speaking truth. He's cleaning the swamp. Of course, the gators gonna get mad, but we can always make gumbo. Yeah, exactly. Danelle Bigelow, how you doing, buddy? 1989 Chevy Silverado. I love men. So do I. I love men. There's nothing wrong with men. Men are great people. John Newman, they do it because that's how we maintain. Oh, really? That's how we maintain international relationships? Wow, that's not friends though, right? So if I have to pay a country to be my friend, they're really not my friend. That's not a friend. Not the UN, NATO. You know what NATO said? That if Donald Trump continues to speak on annexing Greenland, they're going to send troops to Greenland to defend it against the United States. How are those people our friends? How do they have the balls after we pay all this money to these people, all this money they make because of the United States, they're going to go and defend Greenland against the United States? That's not our friends. You know what Donald Trump should do? He should cut them off and say, we ain't giving you fucking nothing, and now we're going to put tariffs on all your shit. Fuck them. Why should the United States care about anybody? Well, to be honest, not everything is about Roy, but us need to make more money because they own a lot. Right. That's like going that right, exactly. That's like would you date right. Rogers is right. It's basically we're paying these people like to be our friends. And that's not what it's about. It's about corruption. It's about our politicians getting kickbacks, and they get minuscule kickbacks. They'll give somebody $33 billion to get back like a fucking plane ride to Miami or a night in the hotel. It's fucking crazy because there's no oversight. You see, you need people like today, you need billionaires like Elon Musk that no one's going to fuck with him. I don't know what happened to Ramaswamy. You need people like Donald Trump. You can't have people like, just imagine AOC becoming the president of the United States. What power does she have? She'll be a laughingstock. You need people with power. Igor, I don't know what ROI is. ROI is return on investment. No, it's not. It's a loss of money. We're $40 trillion in debt, Igor. How are we making money? We can barely make the interest payments. $43 trillion in debt. How is that a return on investment? Now, if we were making money, right, we were profiting, then you can say, okay, let's help people out. I would help the poor people out first, like in Africa, maybe poor countries in South America, but Europeans don't need our help. China doesn't need our help. Many South American countries don't need our help. Canada doesn't need our help. It's just because of poor management. Just because Canada is run by fucking idiots like Trudeau, right? That doesn't give them the right to ask us for money because you're mismanaging the money in your country, just like in America. I can guarantee you Canada has a Canadian aid where it's the same thing. NGOs and Canada takes the money we give them and then gives it out through NGOs. That's what's happening. That's why Canada's broke too. Trump wants to, now, what does that mean? Eliminate the debt ceiling. That means borrow until tomorrow or cap the debt ceiling. But the train project in California, yeah, I mean, look at all the money they spent on that. Like I saw a show, I think the Vegas Paulie C show. He's on TikTok and YouTube, and he always does like Vegas stuff. And he said that they want to build a train from Los Angeles to Vegas. They can't build a train from wherever it is in California from point A to point B. You think they're going to finish a train from California to Las Vegas from all the corruption? Unlimited spending? And Trump wants to unlimited. Yeah, well, I mean, you know what's going to happen? If they really do that, it's the bankers that are up his ass that he maybe promised them if he was elected, because that's what these presidents do. You got to get support, people behind you, right? To get you elected. You can't just get elected. So maybe the bankers were banking him, and he's like, oh, let's do an unlimited debt ceiling, unlimited spending. It's only going to destroy America. Trump should send big balls to audit. They should audit everything. Everything. The Federal Reserve, they should audit everything. It should be audited. I mean, if they audit major corporations, right? They audit GM, Ford, DuPont, all these big companies, banks. Why can't they audit the federal government or the Federal Reserve? Why can't they audit that? JJ, what's up, JJ? Sharon Abrams. Roman Rogers. Roman, I like that name. I remember when I was in the National Guard, we went to Vermont for training. It was great. And one of the main top, he wasn't a master sergeant or a first sergeant. I think he was a sergeant first class, but he was acting sergeant first class. He was acting not master sergeant. What's after master sergeant? You get the top. And his name was Roman, fucking right from the Bronx. Fucking great guy. I want to know what happened to those Burisma board meetings pre-Russo. Oh, yeah. That's more theft. That's just theft. That what do you think Zelensky went this? Where's my 100 billion? 100 billion. Where's my 100 billion? Oh, it's in arms. Come on. Maybe if the next trillion printed is actually exactly. I agree with you, Igor. No, not Sergeant Major. Before that, you have Master Sergeant, First Sergeant. Yeah, First Sergeant. Yeah, first. So you have, Master Sergeant's a great rank, and then you have First Sergeant. So like once you're a Master Sergeant, like you're in charge of a lot of people, man. You're basically like a major, I think, in the military. And then when you're First Sergeant, you're like a Lieutenant Colonel. And then Sergeant Majors, then you're like your generals. But there's only one Sergeant Major of the Army. And that guy's the shit. He's like bigger than a general. That guy's the shit, man. The Sergeant Majors. Yeah, so you got to think about it. Like New York City started this whole congestion, and they finished the project. One thing about New York City and New York State, when they start a project, they finish it, unlike California. Yeah, I mean, New York really has no unfinished projects. Whatever projects they start, fixing roads, fixing bridges, even if the federal government gives them money, they finish the projects. You know, like their bridges aren't collapsing. Because if New York was California and they had all those bridges and all these wacky roads, right? They would be falling apart. They would be falling. You wouldn't be able to drive over them. I mean, New Jersey rebuilt the Pulaski Skyway. It took them almost 6 years because the contractor did it with like no manpower. He did it, instead of like throwing men at it and just constantly working day and night, or maybe they had to work it like slowly across. They finished it. They finished it great. You know, they did a great job. U.S. soldiers even compete in local European tournaments. Well, that's all right. People never in the military talking about rank makes me cringe. U.S. military has great power projection. Cali ain't fell off the ocean yet. Can't send Harris and her supporters. Yeah, bro, just think if Vice President Harris won that election, none of this, all U.S. aid would have been probably funded even more. Because she doesn't give a fuck. She don't care. That's why she would laugh like that. Why do you think she had that laugh? Because she didn't care. To her, it was a joke. Because she knew exactly what was going on. All the theft, all of that. She knows what's going on. So she's just laughing and like, you fucking assholes. Like we're all jerk-offs. You understand? Because, I mean, who here knew about USA? I didn't know about that. I never knew about that. Like all those NGOs and all of that. I mean, I heard NGOs, but I didn't think it was that bad. You know, people getting money all over the world. So basically, if you could like set up an NGO, the government's just gonna like support you, pay you the money and get it. They were even experiment. I mean, it was just horrible. You got to read about it. What the hell did she say? According to the market changes and recently sold along with what's currently. Well, California is probably not going to fall off the face of the earth. I mean, anytime soon, unless there's like a really bad earthquake. I mean, if whatever they say is true about what the San Andreas fault, but nobody lives there anyway. Nobody lives on the San Andreas fault. I mean, people live where it's safe to live. They don't live like on the fault. You see in Africa how the continent is splitting apart? They say it's going to take, maybe it could happen right away, but it's taking time for it to split apart. Oh yeah, that's horrible. And Donald Trump gave California the water because what they're doing is somebody owned the water rights, some company, and I saw it on TikTok and the news. Not the news, but on TikTok and alternative media is like TikTok and like YouTube. So they'll tell you the truth, right? So there's a couple that owns the water rights, and they're the ones preventing the water because how are they going to make money? With a scare of a water shortage. Oh, there's no water. Oh, there's no water. Now, a lot of people that are going to California, if they don't speak English or they don't understand or they don't even fucking know what's going on. They think there's a water shortage. But in reality, they just shutting the spigot so they can charge more money for water because of a water shortage. Yeah, now Donald Trump says, what the fuck are they doing? We're going to send the water back. Because at one time, California had all the water they needed. Because you got to think about it. They have the Rocky Mountains. They have all these, like, how can they have no water? Once the winter's over and all that snow melt, that water goes into the valleys and fills up their reservoirs. Right. But they created the shortage in order to charge people more money. I would think so. Mrs. Barbara Simmons, hello. Welcome. Jeremiah Brown, what's up, buddy? Mrs. Barbara Simmons doesn't have to be exactly. So you got to get a president with the balls to go to that piece of shit Newsom. See, because the Democrats want to make him look like this really good guy governor, but he's not. He's a piece of shit. How the fuck do you prevent your citizens in your state from having clean water? Now, don't forget, when you're giving them the water in trickles, right? They're getting the worst water possible. Not like the water's full, it's like, let's say 20 feet of water and all the sediment goes down. And then they skim or they take it from like 2 feet where the water's clean. You know what I mean? But the other way, they're getting like the worst water. And then they're selling, the people got to buy bottled water in order to have clean water in their house. Karen Cooper, what's up? Good seeing you. Nelilda Adormo, Keith Walls. Who's Keith Walls? Let me look him up. Keith Walls. No. Facilities coordinator. Good morning to him. Well, there's a lot of Keith Walls, but yeah. So he's a facility. It's all fucking theft. It's all bull. Nothing's for like people in America shouldn't be paying any taxes. If they can spend all that money on NGOs, right? Give away all this money, and they got the balls to charge us all these taxes, we shouldn't pay any taxes. We shouldn't be taxed at all. All right. You're very new? Keith Waltz. Who is he? I have no idea. Blessings. Blessings Al Bandigi. Like what Trump is doing. Yeah, that takes a lot of balls. I mean, just think. Biden didn't cut off U.S. aid. Barack Obama didn't do it. George Bush didn't do it. Bill Clinton, no, none of them did it. And this thing's been around for years and years and years. Years, I think. John Frasser, good morning, buddy. Good seeing you. How's the snow? You got any snow by you? Darrell Griffin, 1913 equals Federal Reserve, taxes. Yeah. Billy the Kid, what's up? Susan Critterdam, we don't have the Rockies, it's the Sierras, but yes, it's a right, you got the Sierras. Okay, my mistake. Thanks, Susan, for clearing that up. Yeah, there's plenty of water in California. Plenty of water. You know, California buys water from Mexico? Desalinated water from Mexico. Like how fucked up can you be to have to give a contract to get water? Like, why don't you just make your own desalination plants? What's the problem? I mean, do they have a problem like in Northern California with water, or is just Los Angeles? I mean, is it the whole state that has a water problem? 8 inches, Madonna. Holy shit. Yeah, like in my town, we pay for water. It's not free. I pay for water and sewer. It's expensive. Oh, that's like, remember that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger when he's on Mars? What's it called? Total Recall? And they were charging people for air. Like they controlled the air, the oxygen. And if people were like riding or doing anything, they would lower the air and people wouldn't be able to breathe and they would piss out. There used to be a huge lake in central Cali. They drained it. Yeah, all right. I mean, they drained it for farmland. Yeah, I mean well, that's what I tell people. Like, in order for you as a citizen of America, whatever state you live in, the only way for you to really be heard is this: you have to stop buying things like paper towels and disposable items like water, napkins, paper cups. You know, cut back on potato chips, on candy. Stop buying all that stuff. Just buy what you need. Stop wasting money on disposable items. You know, like you take a napkin, you wipe, like people will take a napkin, like these napkins are expensive. Like wipe their nose and throw it in the garbage. A napkin like this, when you could just use a handkerchief and then wash it. You could even use these as napkins. You can go to the store and buy really nice cloth napkins and just wash them. You have dinner, you have your family, you got 5 people, everybody gets a napkin, a cloth napkin, and at the end of dinner, you throw them in the wash with the rest of the wash. What's the big deal? Why fill your garbage up with paper towels? It makes no sense. Stop buying it. I was in the Home Depot and I saw a pack of paper towels for $20. Why would you spend $20 on a stupid item like that? You got to put it in your car. You got to bring it in the house, and then you store it. You put that big thing in the closet, wherever. And then you're like forced to use it because you have them. So you just waste them. They'll take a paper towel. Oh, let me dry this little thing. Even to wash your windows, you could use something like this or get newspapers. Yeah, spend your money on things you need, like food, like quality food. Because when you save money on disposable items, you could buy better meat. You know what I mean? You could buy better cuts of meat. Not that it really makes a difference, but protein, all meat has the same protein, whether it's pork, chicken, fish. It's all basically the same amount of protein. See, Donnell Bigelow's a smart man, right? He figured this out a long time ago. Why buy disposable items? See, when they paper towels and bottled water start piling up in the supermarkets, they're going to say, what the fuck is going on here? Because we are the consumers. Even though they're always talking about the rich people, they got all the money, they don't pay taxes, whatever it is, they own all the wealth. But you're the consumer. Without the consumers, they don't get rich. You understand? They need the consumers. So when you cut back on stupid shit, even stop buying cell phones. You know, like if your cell phone works, you don't need a new cell phone. It's fine. Coastal Commission is the problem. Woman named after my daddy. It's okay. At least you're not my insurance company asking me why a man needs a pap smear. I don't know. I guess maybe some men can get breast cancer. I don't know. Best things in life are free. Everyone, yeah. I mean, men have what? Muscles here, right? We don't have mammer, you know, milk, lactating for milk and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, why would a man need a mammogram? Because those are for sick people. They're sick people. Like you identify as something you're not, and then you think like, oh, I need that. Let me get a test. I mean, you don't have any breasts. You know? Paper towels are good to wipe out the fat from. Susan, all you got to do is let the grease in the pan cool off. So when it turns congealed, like white, you just take anything. You could do it with a sponge. You just open, and what I do is I'll just throw it in the garbage, wipe the pan out, and put all that grease in the garbage. Cold, not hot. Why do you need to do that? And then just wash it in the sink. I mean, but I understand. I do the same thing. Like if I got pans, I'll take like napkins that people use, then I'll use them to wipe it. I'm not going to waste paper towels. That's wasteful. I mean, but if you want to do that, there's nothing wrong with that, Barbara. I'm not saying that there's something wrong with it. I mean, Susan. You have your bacon grease? Yeah, I mean, you could save bacon grease. That's very good to cook with. It's natural. All you got to do is strain it. But it can turn rancid. Felix M. Peppy. Men can get breast cancer. They keep it quiet, though. It's about really breast cancer from what, though? What's cancerous about a man's breast? We have muscle. That's all that's here is muscle. That's it. This is all. That's what makes a man strong. Oh, it's all muscle. There's women, on the other hand, have a completely different anatomy in their breasts. Their breasts are not for strength. Their breasts are for giving milk. I mean, basically, and attracting men. You know, a woman's breast is not the same as a man has nothing but muscle. So muscles, what are you going to do a mammogram for that? On the other hand, the woman has a lot of fat and a lot of things going on in their breasts, which is completely different than a man. Better than seed oils. The stuff they put in our milk. No. The only thing that's bad for men is estrogen or soy milk. Anything that has a lot of estrogen in it is very bad for men. Men can lactate? From where? From how can they lactate? I've never lactated. Whenever you see a man that has boobs, that's just fat. That's not the same molecular structure as a woman. You know what I'm saying? That's women's breasts are not the same as a man being 300 pounds and having fat as breasts. Or a lot of men, they'll go and get Botox injected. That's not the same thing as men having breasts. I told them, if you can explain how a man got a pap smear, I'll pay for it myself. Pap smears, exactly. Men don't have the makeup of a woman. We don't have a pelvis. We have men are designed for strength. You know, the other day I was cleaning out my garage, and I wish I videoed it, and I took a lot of crap out of my garage, right? So I put stuff in the street, like my daughter's old carriages and crib and all of this crap. So this lady pulls up and goes, "Oh, you having a garage sale? How much you want for everything?" I says, "Oh, give me $20. She goes, "I'll give you 10." I says, "Okay, give me 10." So I had to load all the stuff in her SUV, right? So I opened the two side doors and I put the seats down, but she had like 2 bottles of water, cases of water, right? So I took them out, no problem. Do you know it took the woman and my girlfriend, to lift 1 case of water? Neither one of them can lift the fucking water. I looked up and I'm like, holy shit. They can't lift that case of water? Because men are designed to do labor, to protect. We need strength. I mean, there are other men that overpower you, due to fear and whatever. But in reality, men have a completely different anatomy than women. I mean, we have the basic anatomy, same anatomy, but they have more. They have a pelvis, they have a cervix, a uterus. What, are you kidding me? They have like breasts to produce milk. They got to carry around these big breasts. That's a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some women have huge breasts. That's a lot of work carrying them things around. When men basically have it easier. Even if a man that doesn't work out, I could still lift the case. My girl was like, and she does yoga every day. Not yoga, like workout stuff every single day. The girls are, and she has absolutely no strength. It's crazy. Sounds like medical hustle. Corey Mills, I collect disposable forks when I go out to eat. So later when I make work lunches, I put it in. I never have to buy silverware. Well, I mean, you're better off just bringing silverware and just put all those forks in the, because in reality, like these forks, what kind of plastic are they using? You don't even know what's in that. They could be like poison, because it's all this plastic shit is made from oil. I mean, I do use plastic cups to drink. I don't have glass. I don't like glass cups because, one, they're really heavy and they break. It's just more than just upper body strength, the muscles themselves. Exactly, Daryl. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, men, the weakest man is stronger. Not a woman like, an MMA fighter or a woman who works out, fucking takes testosterone and shit. But if you take a regular man and a regular woman, and that guy's still gonna be stronger than that woman. He's just built like that. His back, his leg, everything. We're just built different than women are. That's not true. It's impossible. I mean, if a man is lactating and he's like got a real issue and he's secreting something, because our nipples we don't have holes in them like women do. There's nothing that can come out. They're closed. So how does a nipple lactate when our nipples are not, let's say, porous from the inside out? You want me to show you my nipple? No, you don't want to see it. You know what I'm talking about? Men don't have the same nipples that women have. I mean, we're sensitive on our nipples, but our nipples aren't porous. Where like if a baby suckles a woman, the nipple's going to open up and allow through the whole process of the milk going through the hormones and everything through the woman, the love for the child makes the woman lactate. But a man can never lactate. We don't have outward. Anything comes out. It's sealed. We have nipples for sensitivity of cold and heat and stuff like that. And women have the same things too, you know? But our nipples are nothing like a woman's nipple. That guy, yes, we do. You mean men do not have holes like a woman does? And I mean, I don't know how to medically call it, but we don't have completely different nipples than women. First of all, our nipples are very small. Men's nipples are not like women's that got women have nipples this big. I've seen huge nipples, like wow, pow. Why? Because it's made to suckle. So shit comes out. Men don't have nipples like this. And if they do, it's probably in normality. It's not something that's normal. Yeah, my computer finally turned on. It's sealed, basically. Nothing can come out of a man's nipple. There's nothing to secrete. The only thing that's possible is if the man was at one time a woman, and then that and they had like surgery and all of this shit, then they just tricking people. Yeah, that kind of a woman can secrete, but not a naturally born male. Daryl Griff, a 150-pound woman in excellent shape will never be as strong as a 150-pound man. Oh, yeah, of course. Bro, I seen like this guy fight these 3 women boxers. He was a boxer. He beat the piss out of them. I mean, they were punching him. They were getting in good shots. But he would just take them and just throw them. Wow. Like, pow, back slap. And they like, bah, fall on the floor. But I mean, if you get a really strong MMA fighter that's the same weight as you may, and you're not a fighter, you may have a hard time. But if 2 professional fighters, a man and a woman, the man's going to win. Unless, like, not kids, though. Like, usually, if you have, like, a prepubescent male that goes up against a female, then maybe that male may have a hard time against that female because he's not fully developed. He's still a kid. But once that kid is 16, you know what I mean? I mean, I've seen, like, girls beat boys in wrestling and, because, I don't know. But once that boy gets to a certain point in that girl can never beat him. Never. But I'm not denying the fact that there are women who are very, very strong. Haley, hi Haley, how are you? Everybody say hello to Haley. Haley XX Thrasher. I like that name, Thrasher. Don't be stupid. Well, it's very hard for me not to be stupid, Haley. I'm sorry. That's one of my virtues, is being dumb, stupid. I always say to myself, you're so fucking stupid. I do, every single day. When I wake up, I say, what a dumb fuck you are. Right? What you don't know, what you question and gain knowledge. Well, help me out here, Haley. Help me out. What don't I know? Explain it. No, it's true, Griffin. I wake up every day and says, you stupid bastard. You dumb fuck. I mean, if you don't, you got a problem. I wake up every day, I'm like, you fucking idiot. Why did you do that? Excuse me. I build a business. Ariane Singh, what's up? Hey, look, everybody. It's my man, Ariane. How you doing, pal? Ariane, you're from Iraq, right? Just think how this YouTube is amazing. I mean, people come from all over the world and meet in my chat, in my live stream. That's amazing. You know, I'm honored for these people to come here and hang out and talk and say hello. Everybody should be. Oh, is that your last name, Thrasher? Wow, that's a cool name. Yeah, I wish my name was Thrasher. John Thrasher. I'll fucking thrash you, mother. John Thrasher. Johnny Thrasher. You know how to wake up now, Susan? Motherfucker. You stupid bastard. Oh, I blame myself for everything. I don't blame anybody for nothing. It's nobody's fault but your own. Remember that. Whatever happens to you in life is your fault. You know, not if you're. Where'd you go? You went to Costco?
Yes, this one. Stop shop.
Oh, Stop and Shop. How much?
This was the
Oh, you went to Stop and Shop. I mean, Costco. Wow, look at this prosciutto. My girlfriend crashed my car yesterday. And now she is afraid to drive. Christian Medwid. Hey, John. Boy Walton. Boy Walton. It's also a skateboard company. Oh, that's pretty cool. No, Thrash is a cool name. Imagine like if you're in the army. Thrasher. Huh? No, thank you. Thrasher. Come, take one step forward. Thrasher. I just stopped by for the first time. Refreshing hangout. Well, thank you, Susan. Critidon. Well, thank you. And we have Christian Medwood joined us. Term. What's up, Term? Isn't it interesting that it's always men trying to play a woman's sports? You never see a woman trying to play with men. A woman would get obliterated and, forget it. I mean, I think a woman can maybe challenge a man in tennis. I mean, they do have men and women tennis matchups, but there's still a man there. But you really rarely see like, that's it. You really never see a man and a woman play tennis. But I'm sure like Serena Williams can beat some male tennis players because of the way they rank. Hey, you still got pastrami there upbeat? Oh, of course we got pastrami because I haven't seen pastrami in years. I don't know what it is or what it's went, but somebody needs to get to the bottom of it because, well, Danielle Bigelow, what's up? What you could do is you can call Cat's Delicatessen in Manhattan and they will ship you a whole thing of pastrami. And then you just take it home, heat it up, and slice it up, and you're good to go. Who do you want? I really don't follow football, John, that much. I'm not really interested in it. Cute patootie, Latinas, or snow bunnies. Serena Williams said herself she wouldn't be ranked in the top 200 with men. How do you spell that? Cats, Zionist. I mean, it's good. I used to go there all the time. I used to go to Cats, and the sandwich is like this big. So you get like a big piece of rye, and then they fill it and they cut it. So I would go there and get a pastrami, a knish each, and a hot dog, and then a bottle of cream soda. And that was enough. Because the hot dogs are good too, man. They got good hot dogs and good knishes. Daniel Headgate, yes, Jesus is God. Amen. Jeremiah Brown, woman can compete in marathon running competitively outside of that. Well, I guess, yeah, that's true. That's true. Jesus starved so you can eat cheeseburgers and speak for him. Eric the Great, so you can eat cheeseburgers. Well, Jesus said, man is not made of bread alone. Or something in that sense. Oh my, so jealous right now. Is that herpes? Yeah, I got herpes. No, I had a cold, and then my lips just, pow, it looked like I had Botox, and then now I have these sores. So I've been using petroleum lip balm. Hit that. Oh, thank you. Hit that like button, guys. 52 viewers and only 11 likes and no super chats. Jesus invented cheeseburgers term? The Jesus burger? I know there's Jesus clams. I've had them. No, Jesus oysters. Delicious. I've had Jesus oysters. Who could have possibly invented the cheeseburger? It probably came from a steak and cheese originally, and then it just, when they figured out how to grind meat, I would get that checked out. STD? Nah, it's not an STD. Jesus is the creator of all things, seen and unseen. True. No, it's true. I mean, somebody created it. Somebody created it. You know, none of this is a coincidence. I mean, especially the way humans live. I mean, we're the only animal, or we're the only creatures on Earth that basically live in houses and have different culture. I mean, it's just amazing. Trump created the hamburger. Jesus, God, and God created everything. So technically, Jesus did in fact invent it. Right? Okay. It's the best burger. Yes. Hamburger is the name of the town it was invented in. Now, was it invented in the United States? Well, we can look that up. Who invented the hamburger? The exact person who invented the hamburger is unknown, but many people are credited with creating it. Some of the most well-known contenders include Louis Lasson, the owner of Louis Lunch in New Haven, Connecticut. Lasson is often credited with inventing the hamburger in 1900. He's said to have put ground beef between slices of toast for a customer in a hurry. Oscar Weber. There's a lot of guys. 1880s. Davis created the early version of the hamburger at a small cafe in Athens, Texas. He debuted his invention in 1904 in St. Louis World's Fair. The brothers were food vendors in 1985 Erie County Fair, also known as the Hamburger Fair. They're said to have created a hamburger sandwich by substituting ground beef for their signature pork sausage. Yeah, I mean, now they have the Wonder Burger. That's not real meat. Like, why call it a burger? How is that a burger? I got Brahms all over the place where I am. So when does Trump get to pull the switch? The one that makes groceries prices higher or lower? Just like, well, what causes prices to go up is inflation. I mean, what are you going to, like, how much do you want to pay for eggs? People are complaining about eggs. What do you want to pay for eggs? I mean, a farmer has to make money. Farmers need to make money. Businesses need to make money. They're not in business to be like food providers so you could eat cheap. Like, does anybody here care about farmers? No. So why should a farmer care about you? When have you gone to a farmer and says, hey, I'll work here for free? Can you bring the prices down on food? Brahms, Trump, McDonald's. Well, MAGA blame Biden. I mean, I haven't heard him blame anybody. I mean, Trump said that. I mean, in reality, think about it. Why didn't Biden end U.S. aid? Why didn't Biden cut the Paris Accord Agreement? All these other organizations. I hope Trump cuts off Planned Parenthood again. Who created the McRib? Is that real ribs? What is that? I mean, I had it. It was pretty good. It wasn't bad. Come on, guys. Let's show some appreciation. Hit the thumbs up. Gaslight it again. Sonic Vasquez. What's up, Sonic? How is that gaslighting? So why didn't Biden cut U.S. aid? Why would anybody agree with that? Giving billions and hundreds and trillions of dollars, trillions. So the Biden administration was borrowing $1 trillion every 100 days. VD, the bad U.S. aid is canceled. It's also helps. Right. I mean, why are we giving these people money? A lot of churches got hit too, that they were getting money for aid to the refugees. Billions and billions of dollars. But there's people in foreign countries who are getting paid from U.S. aid, and now they've been cut off. What are they going to do now? They must be like, what happened? Get Trump out. Assassinate him. Yeah. Once Trump leaves the office and they're just going to bring U.S. aid back. That's what they'll just bring it back. So he's just saving us the money now, right? For the 4 years. And then after that, it's just going to go right back to business as usual. Christian, put on the robe? No, it's upstairs. Our farmers get enough subsidies. Well, I mean, they're farmers. Who do you want to give subsidies to? I mean, they're actually producing food. I mean, we need food. I don't produce any food in my house. I don't have a farm. I don't have a garden. I don't have chickens. I don't have cows and pigs and fish and this and that. I mean, I may go fishing, but we need farmers. Why wouldn't you subsidize farmers? I think farmers should be subsidized. We need farmers. Without farmers, you have no milk, no eggs, no fucking food. You want to curb the population? Stop feeding them. Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so. You can't have Elon Musk as president unless he's pronounced king. That's the only way. A viney voice, take to know. I mean, think about it. Why didn't Barack Obama end USA? Because he was getting paid. That's why. He's making money off the government. Yeah, because he's making money off the government. So is George W. Bush. What's Hillary Clinton's daughter's name? Does anybody know her name? Chelsea, right? You know, she got $100 million from USAID. She has her own NGO. I bet you all these politicians have them. $100 million. For what? Why? That's so we have to go to work, lose our homes, foreclose on our cars, have credit card debt, while these fucking rat bastards steal all our money. And you know what? I don't see how, like, if I say that, YouTube would get mad at that. It's a fact. I mean, it's a fact. Maybe YouTube's getting money too from it, from USAID. Yeah, NGOs. Yeah, that's how they get the money. It's called an NGO. I don't know, what does it even mean? What does NGO mean?
Here's the definition of GO.
Non-governmental
That operates
organization.
independently of any government, typically one whose purpose is to address a social or political issue.
Non-governmental organization. It could be anything. You can get an NGO and say, oh, I want to study a dog wag his tail. So can you give me a $10 million budget? And some fucking politician will say, yeah, and you give him a kickback. How did AOC become like worth almost $30 million? She was when she first became a senator, she was complaining about paying rent. She couldn't even afford an apartment. She had no fucking money. Now she's worth $30 million. Why don't they investigate that? NGOs. Yeah, nonprofit. Bro, it's all profit. All profit. Oh, is that right? Gaming? Who cares if they work with other Mr. Brown? Why should we give look what they did in the not the UN, what's that other thing? Uh NATO. We're at war, we're funding the war. NATO said that if the United States tries to annex Greenland, they're gonna send troops against us. Why should we give them any fucking money? That's how they feel about America. They're like, fuck you. Fuck us. Well, fuck you. No, I know, Jeremiah. No, I'm not biting your head off. No, I'm just just thinking about USA and how I've been, like how we've all been being ripped off. It pisses me off. Well, nothing against you, buddy. Yeah, we should see right now. Donald Trump say, "Yeah, that's the statement you make. We're out of NATO. Fuck you. We're not funding it anymore. That's it. We're out. Why do we need to be in NATO? They're threatening war. They're threatening Germany and these countries are going to send troops to defend Greenland against the United States. You know what Germany should say? Take it. Take it. After everything we've done for Europe, right? All the money this country is. We used to give we probably still do give money to the European Union organization. So the European countries don't even pay the European Union bureaucrats. We pay them. We give them like $300-500 million a year. Yeah. Why are we even giving money to the EU, the European Union delegates? And just think, we're giving money to the European Union delegates, like $200-400 million a year. We're paying NATO. We're paying the UN. For what? Why are we paying for all these fucking useless organizations? All these bureaucrats who think who the fuck they are. Oh, I went to college, so you have to respect me. Respect you? The fuck out of here. Who did you're that day when I saw Trump push those presidents, I was like, yeah, 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 fuck them. Because he knows I'm paying for you. Yeah. Why do you think Trump pushed him out of the way? He wouldn't even shake Angela Merkel's hand. Oh, we have a message held for review. Criminally autistic. I'm mad, bricked up in, and I'm looking for some friends to chat and stroke our shit to. What an asshole. Well, if that rocks your boat, probably spelled wrong. No more you. Yeah, I mean that's what they want to do. They would love to destroy this country. Autistic says, "Hey, don't get smart with me, pal. You best oil up." Bro, they dying to rip this country apart. Dying. You think France? They're probably still mad that stupid Napoleon sold the Louisiana Purchase. They must be like, we are the dumbest fucking people on the face of the earth. Imagine like you're Napoleon. You have this huge country, France. France is big, considering for a European country. And then to fight a battle with the stupid, idiotic, useless British that produce absolutely nothing, right? Sell the Louisiana Purchase. Are you like fucking demented? From Mississippi all the way to Louisiana, from the ocean to Canada, for pennies on the dollar. Like, why would you do that? How stupid are you? And now we have to like listen to the French? They're fucking morons. The US does give money to the EU. Christian, of course they give money to everybody. Bro, 4,000 page spending bill. What do you think that is? That's all money. 4,000 pages of people getting paid, including the European Union and people in Europe. Hi, Kimberly. Wow, Kimberly needs help starting her car. Do you have AAA? You gonna go shovel? You're hungry? All right, buddy. If I'm still here, maybe I'll see you back later. Hey, Nicole, how you doing? Yeah, I got herpes on my lip. Or how do you get herpes on your lip? Isn't that genitalia stuff? I have a mouth sore. Later, John. John, you spit a lot of, but France doesn't care about Louisiana. Bro, if France kept the Louisiana Purchase and Napoleon was smart enough, right, to not listen to certain people to go fight the British, France would be probably the bigger than the United States in power. Do you know that France would charge a toll for the Americans to go over into the Louisiana Purchase or France? What about the Spanish giving up Florida? How do you give up Florida? How do you not send even like the War of 1812? How the hell you being the British government not, like, instead of fighting Napoleon, fuck him. He says, oh no, we don't want to fight, we're good. They're not going to cross the English Channel. So what are you fighting about? Go take back America. They could have had the whole country, the British. The whole country. What is Jeremiah? Gavin Hitchens. Napoleon was defeated by the English at the Battle of Waterloo. Go. You don't understand what I'm saying. Napoleon financed the Battle of Waterloo by selling, I think it was Thomas Jefferson, the Louisiana Purchase. No, it wasn't Thomas Jefferson. Who was it? Who was the president at the time of the War of 1812? Yeah, James Madison, right? So who made the deal to buy the Louisiana Purchase? So President Thomas Jefferson, his envoys Robert R. Livingston and James Monroe made the deal to purchase Louisiana Territory in 1803. So Napoleon financed his battle. What year was the Battle of Waterloo?
According to
1815.
National Army Museum, the Battle of Waterloo
Yeah.
was fought on the 18th of June 1815 between Napoleon's French army and a coalition led by the
Yeah.
Duke of Wellington and Marshal Blucher.
So the stupid French sold the Louisiana Territory. Like for what? Because they had no money. Because they were idiots. They're stupid. That's why. That's not smart. The British, same thing. Instead of like the instead of fighting Napoleon, they should have sent all their military to America and just destroy the Union that we had, and just take back the United States and make it an English colony again. Yeah, I mean they already knew it was there. The French were there for years. You think they didn't know it was? They knew it was there. They just had Lewis and Clark, go and survey what they already knew. There was people there. There was 1800s. I mean, that was, that was going into the 20th century. I just looked on Google, didn't see anything. Oh, okay. I don't see anything on Google either a lot of times. Donnell Bigelow, yeah. Speaking of, there are only a few states that are privately owned. I guess you could say. Only so many states were purchased through Louisiana Purchase. Wasn't the only one. No, the big right. Then we beat the Spanish and for Florida. Like Florida, the Spanish gave it up. Any grants out of there, you seem to know where the money is going. We owe China. Yeah, I mean, because we're borrowing money to fund U.S. aid. And all these, and like the Paris Accord Agreement, the World Health Organization, the United Nations, all these fucking stupid things. We're borrowing hundreds of billions of dollars to fund NGOs. The Alamo, yeah. And that was Mexico. Like, how does Mexico lose to a ragtag bunch of guys behind a wall? Like, how the fuck you lose? Just, all you had to do is, like, cannon fodder the shit out of them. Don't even send troops. Just bomb the living crap out of them day and night. They would have surrendered. Why are you even trying to fight them? Just bring up your cannons and just blow the shit to fucking pieces with cannons. They didn't have any cannons. Who did I insult? What did you say, Jeremiah? Is there something to help for review? Tofu! He, old man, shut up. How do you know I'm an old man? Tofu. You must be young if you consider me old. Wow, how old are you, Tofu? No, I'm serious. I'm curious. Tofu, you still here? I want to know how old you are. If you're calling me an old man, I want to know how old you are. Then you must think you're a young man. You're really young. Sorry for the whacked out spelling, but oh, that's all right. Oh, talking to Christian? Okay, that's fine. That's what we're here for. Have a good time. Let's get some thumbs up, maybe a super chat. Something. Yeah, completely idiotic. You just think if the French kept, you know how much lumber they would have had? They could have built ships galore, took over the whole world. The biggest mistake that the United States made was with the war at Tripoli. The United States should have fucking went all out on those motherfuckers. I mean, and literally just wiped the floor with them. Made their lives miserable. They could have. You know, but they chose to make a deal with them, which is wrong. Oh. Can you make me an egg sandwich? Huh?
Okay.
But no, like, just simple. You know, with toast of bread. No, we get 3. Hey, cheese. No, sorry. No, is this ham? Oh, it's this one. How do you put this? Use these eggs. You know how I make them, right? I was doing snow detail. Phew, fucking tired. Kimberly Lamb. What a waste of time. I gotta figure out my car situation. I'm not really involved. Well, I mean, the car won't start because how do you know it's the battery? I mean, that could be a number of things. Car won't start. Could be the starter. You could have a bad alternator. There's many things. Jeremiah Brown says, "Good luck." Yeah, so now the Donald Trump is threatening New York to eliminate congestion pricing. How can you tell the city of New York how to run their city like that? They're not doing anything wrong. They're charging a toll. You want to come in the city, right? You got to pay. That's it. Anywhere you go, you want to go see a movie, you got to pay. You want to go sightseeing in Manhattan for free? Go look at the Empire State Building. You don't have to go inside. You could just look at it like that. You want to walk over the Brooklyn Bridge? It's free. Yeah. You want to walk over the Manhattan Bridge? It's free. You want to walk over the Williamsburg Bridge? Yeah, it's free. You know, there's a lot of. You want to go to Canal Street and hang out in Chinatown, in a Little Italy? Yeah, it's free. You could just walk around, not spend a penny. You want to go to Central Park and walk around and look at all the beautiful things in Central Park? Yeah, it's free. Fucking free. You want to go to the Museum of Natural History and you have no money? You just go to the counter and says, "I have no money. I'm poor." Okay, here's a ticket. Go in. It's fucking free. I mean, there is so much you can do in Manhattan. You can go to Lower Manhattan. There are so many free exhibits. Not only that, you can walk along the FDR Drive. Gorgeous. Beautiful Hudson River. All the way, like from, I think, 27th Street all the way to Wall Street. You can walk all around Wall Street. Beautiful. Old Wall Street. Not only that, you could see the stupid Freedom Tower. Free. You can look at that. There is so much for you to do in Manhattan for free. You go just walk around the neighborhoods and get pizza, whatever the fuck you want to do. There's like all kinds of art galleries that are privately owned that you can just walk in and look at everybody's art. You can walk down Broadway. I mean, there is just so much to do in Manhattan. You can go on the West Side Highway and walk along the waterfront there, see New Jersey. I mean, you could go to the GW Bridge and walk over the George Washington Bridge, and it's free. And yet, Donald Trump is pissed off that New York City is charging people $9 for all that entertainment. You can go to the meatpacking district, right? I did a video. Look at my shorts. I was in the meatpacking district, and they have the elephant display. Fucking beautiful, gorgeous. You ever see that movie, The Gangs of New York? Well, that's where they filmed it, in the meatpacking district. You know how much history is in New York City, in Manhattan? And people are mad about paying $9 to go to Manhattan? You got to be a fucking moron to be against them charging $9 for all that free entertainment that you get in the city. You don't have to pay anything. You could take your family to Central Park for free and walk around all fucking day long, all day. Go to the lakes. There's 2 lakes. Have a picnic, rock climbing. There's cold. It's great. It's great. And now Donald Trump wants to take them to court and eliminate that $9, that measly $9 that they pay. I mean, I don't think they should charge it. If you live like in that area you shouldn't have to pay. Like if you're a resident, you shouldn't. But if you're coming from the outside, then you should have to pay. If that's what New York City wants. What other city can you go to that gives you as much entertainment as Manhattan? None. I mean, Rome is free, right? I mean, you know, when you go to Rome in the summertime, you can't even walk around. It's fucking shoulder to shoulder people because it's a small city. So is Paris. All those cities in Europe, packed. And Manhattan is the same way. But Manhattan has the ability to set up tolls to charge people that you want to drive in. It's going to cost you $9. You know how many people come from Canada to Manhattan every year? Thousands. So they drive in, get a hotel, and they get to see all those sightseeing things for free. That, let's say they don't pay anything to go in a museum or here, or they don't really spend a lot of money on food. So they're basically going on vacation for free in reality. And then New York City has to maintain all the roads. Just imagine how much it costs to light up the city at night. Just the lights alone, the street lights. What about the traffic lights? How much it costs just to power those things? Millions. I mean, just think, even though like probably the street lights are now all LED, right? But still, you're still paying for electricity. Who's paying for that? Right? So you don't want to pay $9 to get what New York City offers. There is so much. They have the skywalk. It used to be the old train tracks. That's free. You go up the stairs, you can walk the whole fucking thing. It's awesome. It's awesome. And then you come out and they have the Acorn. They have Oculus. You could see that. There's so much stuff. It's free. They have the Freedom Tower. That's all. You don't. If you go inside, you got to pay. But if you just stay on the outside of everything, it's free. You don't pay anything. You know, you can go walk over the Brooklyn Bridge and go to Dumbo down under the Brooklyn Bridge, which is phenomenal, bro. You hang out there like at nighttime, it's just beautiful. Like as the sun goes down, it's Incredible views. You're right under the Brooklyn Bridge, the Manhattan Bridge, right under it. The subways, everything. The cops. And these fucking people are complaining. You know, in the beginning, I was against it too until I thought about it. I says, you know what? Maybe New York City deserves the $9. Maybe they deserve it. Maybe, they have a lot of overhead. But then, the other thing too is it's their own fault. I mean, why are you spending all this money on refugees and giving money to Planned Parenthood and sponsoring all these stupid things that have nothing to do with the city? You know what I mean? The city just says, we have nothing to do. You have to get outside funding. If you want to fund like family values, let's just say, heterosexual, then go find funding somewhere outside. You want to fund the LGBTQ stuff? Go get private funding. The state, the government should never fund private organizations. That's it. That's what these NGOs are. They're bankrupting. Can you cut it?
This small cut.
What do you mean? Cut it this way.
Okay, but give me this pen.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, think about it. I mean, does Chicago get tourism? I think Chicago does congestion pricing. Let me look that up. What other cities in America does congestion pricing? Oh, the first. New York City is the first U.S. city to implement congestion pricing. Other cities that have considered it, San Francisco and Washington, D.C. I mean, in Washington, what's there to see in Washington? Well, I mean, the Lincoln Monument, and that's all free too. That's another thing. Like, you can go to Washington, D.C., you don't have to go in the museums, but you could just walk around and see the White House and see the Science Museum and see the Capitol lawn, the obelisk and all of that shit. You can go like when they have the flower blossoms. Same thing in Manhattan too. Don't forget, in New York, you know how many parks are in New York, are in Manhattan? So why shouldn't Washington, D.C. charge people money to drive into Washington, D.C.? Good. I mean, in my opinion, San Francisco is boring. There ain't shit there. I mean, you got that Ziggy Road. You have the trail cars. Chinatown is nothing great. Not like Manhattan Chinatown. What else you got? You got the Golden Gate Bridge. Like, well, what's the big deal about the Golden Gate? It's a fucking bridge. You can't. I don't think you can walk over it. Let me see. Can you walk over the Golden Gate Bridge? Yeah, you could. Yeah. I mean, what's the big deal about the Golden Gate Bridge? What's so special about it? It's a bridge. And it's painted red. What's the big deal? So congestion pricing, Manhattan deserves it. And that's something I don't like what Donald Trump is doing. It's forcing the city to close down the congestion price. What the fuck does he care? I mean, what does Donald Trump give it? Why? Because he's got to pay $9 to go to Trump Tower? Where does he give a shit? I mean, Donald Trump begs me. That's what I would Thomas is. I would be like, Donnie, Don't you realize when you drive into Manhattan, what Manhattan has to offer people for free? Like I said, you can go to New York City on vacation and sleep in your fucking car, in reality. You could. Let's say you have no money and you want to go on vacation and you drive into Manhattan. You could just sleep in your car. Right in the street. It's free as long as you find a spot. And then wake up. There's free parking on Sunday, and after, I think, 7 p.m. on Saturday, you can hang out all day Saturday all the way into Monday without being worried about getting a ticket. Yeah. Simple. And if you belong to a gym that's in the city, you can go there and take a shower. What's the big, why not? You could even go in the city, like if you're a young kid and you want to like do an event, you can go there and sleep in the street. Yeah. Get a backpack, you and your buddy, fuck it. Go there and just sleep in the street and go sightseeing and, you know, I mean, for me, as long as I take a shower, I don't give a shit where I sleep. I'm good. As long as I can get up, take a shower, go to the bathroom, I'm good to go. And you could do that, and you go to McDonald's, they're open 24 hours. All these stores, then they let everybody use the bathroom. Starbucks, they'll let you use the bathroom. And believe it or not, a lot of Starbucks, you can go in and lock the door. And you could take a bath right in the bathroom. I was in the Army, man. We used to take baths with anything. We used to go to the water buffaloes and go and take a shower with that. I can't afford eggs. B-Dub, can I ask you a quick question? How much do you want to pay for eggs? Like, what is your point? What do you think is fair that a farmer should charge you? Aren't farmers free to sell eggs for whatever they want? I mean, think about it. I'm eating eggs now. What do you want to pay for eggs? What do you think is fair? $1 a dozen? So for a dozen eggs, you got to feed 12 chickens. You got to feed and water 12 chickens. Then you got to take the eggs, make sure they're good quality, process them, box them, and then ship them. So how much do you want to pay for an egg? Through all that process. 12 chickens for 1 dozen. It's not like one chicken lays 12 eggs in one shot. You need 12 chickens to lay 12 eggs to make a dozen, right? Well, what are you going to do? Life's a bitch. They got to make money too. They got to make money too. It's a dog-eat-dog world. No. No. Even if a chicken laid 2 eggs a day, 2 eggs, and that's seasonal. That's like when it's peak season. You still got to get all the eggs, fucking get them all, clean them, put them in cartons, labeled. You know how much it costs just a carton to label it? It's insane amount of money. People don't realize that. Everything costs money. Everything costs money. Nothing's cheap. People want to get paid. People don't want to work at the chicken farm for nothing. Because when your expenses go up, so does theirs. Just because you're paying more money for car insurance, don't think they're not. They're paying the same stuff. Well, that's of course. That's what it is. I mean, shit's expensive. Just think of the process just to bring a dozen eggs to the supermarket. It's not even the eggs that cost a lot of money. It's the logistics behind the eggs. Fuck the chickens. You know how much those chickens got to eat? You know how much those chickens eat and chicken feed? Tons of food. They got to provide tons. Let me see. How many pounds of food can a chicken eat per year? A chicken eats an average of 1/4 to a 1/2 pound of feed per day, about 1.5 pounds a week. However, the amount of food chickens eat depends on many factors. So you need, in order to provide enough chickens to just America, you need millions and millions and millions of chickens. Millions of chickens, bro. Millions. And then you need factories. Fuck the farm. It's a factory. Conveyor belts, computers, trucks, this, that. It's a huge process. Then you gotta drive them to the farmers gotta stack and then drive them to a distribution center. Then they gotta say, okay, Walmart, they want $10, all these, this guy wants all. Right, it's nothing new, exactly. But you can't say the farmers don't have a right to charge you $9 a dozen eggs. You can't say that. Right, you know how many eggs McDonald's uses? Eggs in the morning for their breakfast? Thousands and thousands of eggs every day. Yeah. How many eggs does McDonald's use in a day? So McDonald's alone in the United States buys nearly 2 billion eggs. Each year, 2 billion eggs. You know how many chickens that is? That's 2 billion chickens. Just for McDonald's. They got their own fucking farms to get their own eggs. That's just McDonald's. What about IHOP? All the restaurants, all the diners, all the bakeries that use eggs and everything. You know how many fucking chickens that is? And you think like, oh, I'm paying $5 a dozen. So eat less eggs. Don't buy them. Right. Man, in New York City, cigarettes are almost $20 a pack. I was telling my friend, man, you gotta, like, smoking now is a luxury. It's not a habit anymore. It used to be a habit because cigarettes are cheap, right? Now you buy a pack of cigarettes, they're fucking $14 a pack. Yeah. How much is a pack of cigarettes in New Jersey? A pack of cigarettes in New Jersey, $2.70 more than national. Yeah, I think it's almost $10 a pack for a pack of cigarettes. $10 in New York is like $18 a pack. So when you see somebody puffing, you got, wow, that guy's got money. You got money to burn. Money to burn. Morning, Speed. TMH, good morning. Right. Imagine people, and what about all the pot people smoke? So you get these people who smoke cigarettes, smoke weed, drink alcohol, buy paper towels, waste their fucking money on stupid shit, and they worry about a dozen eggs. That's what I would tell. So what other habits do you have besides eating eggs? That's what I would say. What's your other habit? You have any other habits besides eating eggs? TMH. All right, that's cool. He makes his own cigarettes. I know a couple that smokes 2 packs a day, and both the husband and wife smoke 800 a month. Wow. On cigarettes, and then they're complaining that they can't pay them. Yeah, exactly. That's what I keep telling people. Stop. If you're in a low budget, stop buying things you don't need. Stop it. Free Gray's eggs. Where do you live? High speed. I mean, once they have too many, because don't forget, chickens are going to lay eggs regardless, so they got to sell them. So if they're not cheap, people won't buy them, because that's what's going to happen. People are just going to buy less eggs, and then there's going to be more demand. There's going to be less demand and more inventory, and it's the same thing when you're not buying paper towels. When there's less demand, the price comes down, or they won't even stock it anymore because nobody's buying it. Oklahoma, all right. So do you buy your eggs from local farms? Come on, guys, let's hit the thumbs up. Let's see a super chat here and there. I've been live streaming for an hour and 56 minutes. And I think everybody's scared because the eggs are so high, they don't want a super chat. Is that why? No, sir. Locals. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, in some places, I guess eggs will be more expensive than other places. That's just the way it is. That's how society works. Oh, you go to the farmer and buy them. Okay. Yeah, because he has to get rid of them. If his chickens are laying 100 eggs a day and he doesn't sell them, he's stuck with all those eggs. What's he going to do with all those eggs? They're just going to pile up. Right. When you're paying, when people are paying more money for gas and diesel and this, the price goes up. You got to pay. Who's going to pay? Like these egg farmers with these mega farms, they're just in energy alone. Sliding Edge was in Costco and saw a separate line for eggs. Oh my gosh. People loading up on cartfuls of eggs, making the people are so fucking stupid. They're so dumb. Go to your local farmer. We don't have, well, around me, Mike, we don't have any local farmers. A friend at work, he sells a dozen eggs for $5 a dozen. Well, tariffs will lower taxes for people. That's what taxes are about. Eggs are the new toilet paper. What's up, Jessica? What's up, Colin and Mike? Let's hit that thumbs up. Let's see a super chat. I'm probably the least super chatted YouTuber on YouTube. Let's see, where's my live stream? Yep. There you go, I just gave it 19. What he is doing is great. Yo, you're well. Yeah, I feel a lot better. Thank you, Colin. Robert Pate. Well, that's the president's job. Is to make sure the American people are not being ripped off by foreign countries through U.S. aid and other organizations that are ripping us off. That's the president's job. President's job isn't to spend money. to be a nice guy, to let everybody do whatever the fuck they want. That's not his job. The president's job, the governor's job, senator, congressman, mayors, councilmen, everybody, their job is to cut and lower taxes. That's it. Their job is not to worry about social programs, social problems. Their job is to fucking lower taxes. Well, just put tariffs and lower the taxes on Americans. Just eliminate them. Just have tariffs. All right. You want to import your shit into the United States? Well, you got to pay to do business. When I go to work, I got to pay taxes. I have to pay the government just to have the privilege of working in America. Yeah. I got to pay. I have no choice. They take the money out automatically. Why would you be against a foreign company and foreign billionaires paying taxes to do business in America? You got to be a real, what word can I use if you don't understand that you want people, foreign companies, to do business in America for free, but yet you want to tax American companies. So if you're in America, you have to pay to do business. Even if you work here, like you're a worker, you go to work, you got to pay taxes. You own a house, you got to pay property taxes. But if you're a foreign country, you're exempt from taxes. Oh, it's going to make things cost more money. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. Anybody who says that, right, is just an anti-American. You'd rather the American people pay all the taxes and allow foreign companies and foreign businessmen to come here and do business for free. They shouldn't be taxed. They shouldn't have to pay taxes in America. You got to be a certain kind of, you know what. Even if it doesn't, who cares? Just charge them. Charge them. Just pay. You got to, like, when Trump said we're going to charge Mexico 25%, I was like, good. Oh, they're going to put troops on the border. That's fucking stupid. That's stupid. Trump should have said, you're going to pay 25%, right? And if you don't protect the border, we're going to make it 35%. Yeah. Then he could have said, well, we'll see in a year. If you literally protect the border and there's no crossings, then we'll lower it to 20%. That's the action he took. And the same with Canada. Not forgive the taxes because they probably put a couple of troops on the border. Like they show you them getting on a plane. It's all bullshit. Trump caved in on charging tariffs to Mexico and Canada. He caved in. So then he pretended, oh, they're going to put troops on the border. It's a good deal. Get the fuck out of here. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. He caved in. So he's going to continue to let Mexico and Canada, China, all these other fucking countries continue to fuck us. While we here in America continue to suffer to pay taxes and property taxes, lose our homes, lose our cars, lose our wealth. Yeah. Because Mexico shouldn't pay to do business in America. They should be tax-free. So then why wouldn't an American company go open up in Mexico? You got to be stupid not to. You literally got to be stupid not to go to Mexico and close down here, go there, and you don't pay any fucking taxes. It's cheaper. Or go to Canada. You don't pay anything. Like China's doing, right? They're infiltrating South America because they don't have to pay tariffs. All they got to do is ship their crap to the South America, rebrand it, and then ship it into the United States for free. And they don't pay any tariffs. And it's still cheaper for them to do all that. Imagine they have to ship everything from China, unload it, rebrand it, unless they cheat on it. It's already branded like that. And then they just pay off whoever assholes in charge of customs on the borders to just let it all slide. No, that's bullshit. I need tax relief. Me. We all do here. If you're American, we need tax relief. We need the president to say, You're just like this. We're not going to allow, we're not going to have American companies pay taxes and pay to do business in America, and foreign countries are going to be exempt from that. If you want to do business in America, you have to pay a tax. Stop calling it a tariff. Call it a tax. Because I think when they call it a tax, more people will be understanding, because they are literally paying taxes. So instead of me saying I pay taxes, I pay tariffs. It's the same shit. You're paying a tax. Oh my gosh, Colin, I still don't understand taxes, tariffs. Again, Colin, so you want foreign companies to do business in America for free, but yet you want American companies to do business in America and be taxed, be regulated, and so on and on and on. Right? That's what you want? So why would an American company stay here? I don't blame John Deere for leaving America. I don't blame them. I would say I would do the same thing. Fucking leave. Why should I stay here and be taxed to death? Have OSHA, the all these like people up my ass. I can't even do business. I go to Mexico, I could do whatever I want. No one's gonna bother me. And not only that, they could open up automated factories with like barely any even workers. They're probably all robotic. OSHA's, believe me, all these OSHA companies, the EPA, all these things, they're all there to hurt American companies. So they literally leave America and go to foreign companies. Like China, it's to their benefit for companies in America that manufacture something to shut down. So then they take up the slack. That is untrue. So then what is it? So if a foreign country is not paying taxes in America, but American companies are paying taxes, what is it? What is it? So if company A is an American company producing automobiles and they have all this overhead, they got to pay taxes, but company B is a foreign car manufacturer and can import their cars for free without paying taxes. Right, but you're not listening, Colin. You're just are you a Democrat, Colin? We have gone over this. Biden took that away already. You are wrong. What am I wrong about? So if I import my goods into the United States and there are no taxes, isn't that a good thing for me? You're independent? No, you're not. If you were independent, you would say, yes, I think if you want to do business in America, you should be taxed for all your imports, whether it's eggs, whatever it is. You should pay taxes. You shouldn't be allowed to do business in America when I have to pay employment taxes just to work here. I have to pay taxes just to live in my fucking house. No, you're not correcting me. You're not correct. You're just convincing yourself. You're just convincing yourself. Every import is not taxed. You're wrong. I don't know. Goods are held at ports if import taxes are unpaid. Well, not all goods have import taxes. Well, then, if all import goods are taxed, then why are you saying that I don't understand what tariffs are? That makes no sense. If the EPA is protected, the environment, all imports. The EPA doesn't really protect the environment. If the EPA was protecting the environment, they would ban electric cars. I mean, they would ban electric cars because in order to make electric cars, you have to destroy mountains. This child labor. The electric cars are the worst fucking thing for humanity. What good are they? They catch fire. Once the batteries are bad, you can't even recycle them. Where are you going to put them? They're poisonous. A lead battery that's in your car is non-toxic. You know that? Even though it has acid in it, if you take baking soda and you pour it in the acid, you neutralize it. That's it. And then you could take the lead and reuse it. You can't reuse lithium batteries. You can't reuse alkaline batteries. You got to throw them in the garbage. It's poison. You're literally poisoning the environment with electric cars, with battery operated cars. Stop calling them electric. They're not electric. They're battery operated cars. You're literally poisoning the environment. You're destroying the ecosystem to produce a battery operated car. All right, let's look that up. What imports in the United States are not taxed? Some imports to the United States are not taxed if they are for personal use or gifts or for scientific, educational, religious purposes. The United States also has free trade agreements with some countries. Why? That's the point. Why do we have free trade? It's stupid. You can't have free trade when you have an imbalance of trade. So with Mexico and other probably South American countries, we have a $400 billion trade deficit. So how is that free trade? That's not free trade. With Canada, we have a $200 billion trade deficit. That means they're importing $300 billion worth of crap that they don't pay taxes on. The same thing with Mexico. The same thing with China. China, we have like a $500 billion trade deficit that they're not paying taxes on that money because of this stupid concept of free trade. It's bullshit. The only way it would be free trade, equal trade, is if we had 50% export and 50% import. And then still, I don't agree that everybody you should just pay taxes anyway. Matt Lawton, am I happy? Yeah, sometimes. Are you happy, Matt? Well, good to see you, Matt. Welcome to the live stream, my friend. Frank the Tank, Canada is an asshole. It was a great deal with Canada. How is it a great deal when we have a trade deficit? It's a trade imbalance. It's not free trade. It's free for Mexico and Canada, not for the United States. So if we import $400 billion worth of Mexican crap, but we export $50 billion of American goods, that we barely export anything to Mexico. Because they have their own little trade in South America, Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Ecuador, all these little countries all trade with themselves. They don't need us. They don't want our crap. They eat completely different food. They have totally different cultures. You think they want our shit? They want their own stuff. You think Spanish people eat McDonald's or eat the crap we eat? They cook completely different food. It's not the same thing. And we don't manufacture clothes here and sneakers and shit. That's all comes from China. We don't manufacture any of that. We built. So what good does that do? We built that. They built their own factories. You think they need factories today are the cheapest things you could manufacture. They have prefabricated concrete walls that they bring in and they just and they have a warehouse, a factory. Boom. Like this. In 2 months, they put up a whole factory. Right, Mike, because tariffs, if you have an imbalance, then you got to charge money to balance out the 400 billion, whatever the imbalance is. That's just the way it should go. How is that free trade? North American Free Trade Agreement. Because what they're doing is they're saying free trade to convince the American people that it's fair, but it's not fair. Because when you look up the economics aspect of it, you'll notice that China and the United States have a $400 billion trade deficit. With Mexico, it's either 400 billion because all the factories left America to go to Mexico to get free trade. You understand? Same thing with Canada. Canada is fucking depends on the United States. Om Nima Shivas. Are you a teacher? No, I'm not. They should be taxed on their oil. We shouldn't take anything from Canada without fucking taxing it. Oh, yeah, we got to pay since 2020. Always. You think Canada cares about us? Canada could give a shit. Canada, like if at one time you used to go to Canada with just a driver's license, now they need a passport. They don't even let you in. Frank the Tank left Canada. Eric the Cat, tariffs will not bring back jobs. Prices, so what? Let them go up. Good. I hope it fucking goes up when nobody could afford anything and nobody would buy their crap. But all the stuff they import into America now is just junk. It's all plastic. Look, polyester, everything's plastic. Everything, look, polyester, plastic. Plastic. Even my chapsticks is made from oil. This is a petroleum-based fucking it's not bees honey, like beeswax chopstick. Plastic. Even this oral gel. I had a bad toothache. I mean, it works, but it's all plastic. Even a lot of the food we eat, plastic. So they're importing junk, disposable crap, like straws. Right? Look, disposable. Junk. It's all junk. It's all junk. Even this napkin, polyester. All disposable crap. What do you think they're in? You think they're importing quality goods? You can't afford it. Go to Louis Vuitton. Go buy a pair of fucking leather shoes with leather bottoms and handmade. They're fucking $3,000. Go to Nike and buy the worst fucking sneakers you can buy, right? Plastic. It's all plastic. Next time you go to Nike, you go to any of these stores, all the sneakers are made out of plastic. It's all It's all like the great stuff. You ever see that foam they spray to fill in gaps? That's what your sneakers are. It's all shit. You're paying $100, $200 for garbage. I wear shoes. I don't wear sneakers. Fuck that. American produces like double the amount of the oil. Well, then why are my taxes so high? Come on, guys, let's double tap the screen. Let's get it up to 100. We got 100 guys hanging out here. Really appreciate everybody being here. Thank you very much. But at least you can hit the like button or give a super chat once in a while. You know what I mean? Put a smile on my face. Wealth inequality. I love how American companies that have only American-made products are coming out and say their prices will not be going up with tariffs. Who knows? I think a big problem that caused one of the biggest reasons that America has problems is because of the stock market. That's international. So once again, you have foreign companies on the U.S. stock exchange fucking us through the stock, like because of whatever Trump does, the stock market go. Who cares if the stock market goes? How does the stock market affect the American the American bottom line? The stock market should have nothing to do with America. That's a private business. Those are private individuals buying stocks or gambling on stocks. How is that? Oh, the stock market went down. Who gives a fuck? So what does that mean? Why does the stock market have to be up? How does the stock market benefit me? It doesn't. The stock market benefits no one. Absolutely no one. Who does the stock market benefit? The people making money in the stock market. That's it. It's sort of like when you gamble on football. It's the same thing. You're picking a team, you're putting money on it, or you're betting on a horse, and you hope it wins. The stock market's the same thing. It doesn't matter. If a company wants to sell shares in order to raise money, that shouldn't affect the economy. That has nothing to do with the economy. Why would that affect the economy? If I own a business and I'm not making money, but I need money, so I'm going to sell shares of my business to individuals, how is that affecting the overall economy of the country? That makes no fucking sense. It makes absolutely no sense. Like Tesla, $1,000 a share. For what? They don't even sell any cars. Because that goes to show you what bullshit the stock market is. Tesla doesn't sell anywhere near what GM sells. GM outsold Toyota, right? And yet their stock is, yeah, look, it's fucking nothing. How much is GM stock? $47. How much is Tesla stock? $361, but it was $1,000. Now it's $361, right? Just because Elon Musk is cutting US aid, so these fucking assholes who run the stock market, who make these fictitious prices in the stock market, are devaluating Tesla because he's taken away their NGOs. So they're fucking him. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's what it comes down to. Look how much Ford is. How much is Ford stock? $9.24 for Ford. That's insane. How much is Toyota? How much is Toyota stock? $183. Right? Well, you would say that's fair, but why is Toyota more than GM when GM outsold Toyota? They're selling fucking trucks for $80,000 a pop. Toyota's got to make, I don't know how many cars. Their trucks are shit. So they have to sell hybrids. People who want to save money on gas. Look at all these other companies. How much is Mercedes stock? $14. $14 from Mercedes. So why was Tesla ever $1,000? They don't sell any cars. Here, how much is Lucid stock? How much is Lucid stock? $2.83. Because in reality, when you buy an electric car, you're a fucking idiot. Period. You're buying a disposable car. Because eventually when that battery takes a shit, that car's done. No one's really going to fix that battery. No one's going to spend $20,000, $50,000. They're just going to go buy a gas car or a hybrid. A hybrid makes more sense. Like I would buy a hybrid because it's a proven fact that hybrids last 300,000-400,000 miles. Especially like if you live in California or the Midwest where it's warm all the time, Florida, that battery's going to be happy. You know what I mean? Their stocks have been splitting many times to facilitate people. No. Fold, you really think Tesla gives a rat's ass about people? Their fucking stocks are going down. It just went down $12. Because the stock market is controlled by a certain handful of people. You know that lady Loeffler that Trump appointed for whatever the fuck that fucking, right? Her husband is like on the head of the New York Stock Exchange. So he's the guy that's controlling all these prices. He can say your company's worth dog shit. Meanwhile, you're making money. You're selling cars. Even Nissan. Look how much Nissan. Let's see. Nissan's probably worth. What is the stock value of Nissan? $5.79. That's fucking nuts. It's almost as much as Ford. That's crazy. What is the stock value of Subaru? $9.46. So car manufacturers have, I guess, a lot of overhead. It's labor intense. So their stocks are cheap, but Toyota stock is high. So who else would be as high as Toyota? Toyota's the highest. There's probably no one. What is the stock value of BMW? 26.25. So I guess, this. What is the stock value of Volkswagen? 9.97. Because they don't sell a lot of cars, Volkswagen. The reason why is because, like Mercedes-Benz, right? They're fucking stupid. Why would you make a daily driver, like an E-Class, run on premium gas? Why would you be stupid enough to buy a Mercedes and put premium gas in it to drive it every day? Why would you spend another like 75 cents a gallon for additives? And the Volkswagen is the same thing. You buy a stupid Volkswagen, you got to put premium in it. You got to be a fucking moron to buy that car. There's not the drive shaft. Sometimes they are better. Like what? Who's a better car? The best cars, in my opinion, you could buy are GMs. But the problem with GM is that, one, they pay their CEOs big money. I mean, millions. 30 million a year, fucking insane. And it just goes down the road. There's people making 10 million, like insane salaries. And what they do is, like in the 80s and the 90s, they built shit cars. Like when they fucked up the Cadillac brand with the Cimarron, because they had no money. They're paying all these CEOs giant salaries, and they blame the union. The guy's on the floor working. I'm fucking working. No matter what my job is, to put the tires on, tighten the thing, put the oil in the engine, whatever it is, I am working. I'm there. 8 hours, 9 hours a day. I'm working nonstop on this fucking assembly line. Whatever you want me to do. So how is the union at fault for wanting better wages for their employees when the CEO's making $30 million a fucking year? I mean, the way you got to calculate it is that you take the employees in the company, and then you take all the big salaries, add them together, and divide them by the employees. And that's how much they pay. So if you take the CEO of the company, let's say he's making $30 million. I mean, I can look it up right now. How many employees does General Motors have? 100 worldwide. All right. How many employees does General Motors have in the United States? 53,000. So GM, that's salaried employees on the payroll in the United States. Well, I don't know, maybe they pay by salary now, but okay. So they have 53,000. How much does the CEO of General Motors makes in the United States? All right, so the CEO makes $27,847 a year. 27 million. I'm sorry, my mistake. 27,487,000 a year divided by 53,000 employees. So he gets $518 per head. That's what the guy makes. So every employee, that's how you look at it. So that CEO makes a lot of money. Makes a lot of money versus the Walmart CEO here. How many employees does Walmart have in the United States? 1.6 million. Associate in the United States, 1.6 million associates. You know why they call them associates? Because they're all part-timers. So like you're being generous to work there. You're working basically there for free. What does the CEO of Walmart make per year? He makes $27 million a year. So here, 27 million. How much was that Walmart? 1.6 billion? No. I gotta look it up again. How many employees does Walmart have in the United States? 1.6 million. Divided by 1.6 million. Ah. So that guy makes $16 a head, right? Almost $16.85 a head. So Walmart is underpaying the CEO in reality, where the GM CEO is making $581 a person, right? That's good. And this CEO is making more than that. There's CEOs that make $2,000 a person. Insane money. I'll be right back, guys. Guys, let's hit the thumbs up. Come on, let's get it up to 100. 100.
Senator, I'm not familiar with that manifesto.
Are they lying? Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Judge Lopez, I'm going to quickly note there's a reason the Democrats have scheduled you on this panel, because you have a long pattern of sentencing criminal defendants to egregiously light sentences, including one child molester who molested a 4-year-old and 9-year-old who sentenced him to only 6 years in prison, including, as we heard before, one woman who was responsible for killing her 1-year-old son, who was coated in fentanyl. His pajamas were coated in fentanyl. His sheets were coated in fentanyl. You could have sentenced her to 30 years. You sentenced her to only 4 years. It's an egregious pattern, but the reason you're put on this panel is the Democrats know that most Republicans will not have time to question you about that terrible record, because your colleague on this panel, her record is even worse. Ms. Campbell, I will say I have seen some astonishing nominees from this administration, but I have to admit your record takes the cake. A judge should not be a political activist. Your record demonstrates to me a long history of being a political activist, but not just an activist who affiliates with extreme and radical organizations. Now, when Senator Grassley asked you about the Workers' Dignity Organization, you gave, I think, deliberately misleading answer. You said you did not represent them. I'm not convinced Senator Grassley.
Nope, everybody left. All right, guys, thanks for coming into the live stream. I really appreciate everyone being here. Have a great day. God bless you. And God bless America. And I will see you guys again on the next video. Thank you.